Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long Boys Blues, 1975. Using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Blues, 1975.
This is Hypersports on the ZX Spectrum, released by Imagine in 1985, and obviously based on the arcade machine of the same name, released in 1984 by Konami, which was a sequel to 1983 Track and Fields. In Japan, this was called Hyper Olympic 84 because in Japan it was an officially licensed game to the then Summer Olympics. So Track and Field was a massive success, so they followed up with more of the same, and it plays exactly the same. You only have 3 buttons: run left, run right, or run 1, run 2, and action, and that's all you need because it's a button masher. Now, there was no way I was going to do a series of the best arcade ports on the ZX Spectrum revisited without touching upon Hypersports. It's a really impressive port, as you would expect it to be, because it's by Geoffrey Smith. I mean, in this particular time for Imagine, he did a load of their ports, didn't he? He did this, he did Mikey, he did Green Beret. I don't know if there's any more. This was again when it was a black clamshell with that lovely yellow case, border around the artwork, and it would have been amazing artwork by the legendary, also late and greatly missed, Bob Wakelin. Now, this was released on the Spectrum, the Amstrad and the Commodore. There is a NES version, but it's nothing to do with Imagine. But all of the 8-bit ports are really decent ports of the arcade. I played the Amstrad the most recently, so that's probably going back a year or 18 months or so, and I played a hack ROM, so you'll get to see all the events in it, because I absolutely suck at this game, and if I'm lucky I can get to the archery stage depicted, sure, because I just find the jumping the wooden horse stage so I've got no clue. In any version, in the arcade, I've played this in the arcade on my Pandora's box. Don't know how to do it, don't know. But sometimes I fluke it, but that does not mean that I don't enjoy this greatly. We had a backup of it back in the day and we loved it. And also, it was one of the games that featured on that kids game show between where children's TV ended and you had half an hour before the news, called First Class, which got it loads of exposure. But yeah, it's an absolute classic, and it's as good, if you can get past stage 3, as Daley Thompson's Decathlon. So let's get into it. Apologies for the background noises. I do live on the business road in the West Country, and this is a 48k beeper game only. Also, I will be playing this on a proper keyboard. I'm playing this on my FBZ Wii. I'm not playing this on my Retro Games The Spectrum, because that machine is just too purdy to beat the shit out of, because obviously this is a button masher. So anyway, let's get into it. There we go. Hypersports 1, keyboard 2, Kempston 3, cursor type 4, interface 2, and 5, define keys. We're going to go with define keys, which I learned the hard way. On games like this, chuck your key, alright, we've only got 3 buttons here, but chuck your key preferences out the window, because you want to hammer left and right, and you want to hammer the crap out of it so you can get the most out of it. See, look, by Jonathan Smith, Joffa. He always wrote his name backwards because he was cool. So you want your fingers as far apart as possible, and you want your thumb for space. So left, Z, right, M, and far is space. So there are 7 events in this. I'm going to tell you what they all are. I wish there was a 128K version of this. Bit late for that, no way. Going to tell you what they are, but like I said, I won't get past level 3. 1, swimming, where you hammer it and then you have to breathe, much like real life. 2, skeet shooting, or as we like to call it, there's that bastard stage, but look at the animation. I think he fouls. Yeah, that's a good demo there, Imagine. I feel that really sums up that stage, yeah. 2, skeet shooting, as we like to call it, clay pigeon shooting. 3, long horse. Skeet shooting is just left or right. That's it, because it automatically fires. You'll see what I mean when I play it, but I'm pretty sure you've played this game, and there are just targets flying along. That, see? You have 2 receptacles, left, Or, right, I used to be amazing at this as a kid, but I haven't played this in ages actually on the Spectrum, so I'm going to be shit. Long horse, you have to fire, and then you have to control your jump and your spin. So you hit a ramp, you press fire, then you hit the horse, you press fire, and then you hammer spin, and you have to do it so you land. Only, don't know how to do it. Archery, get the wind and shit like that right, fire at a target, triple jump, more of the same, you know, think Daley Thompson's decathlon controlled with hammering. Weightlifting, I just don't know how to do. Pole vault. Does this game have all of the stages? I don't know. I don't think Amstrad had pole vaults, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. So, anyway, there is a sequel to this. I can't remember what it's called, but I played up my Pandora's Box. But it's a bit of a weird one with a weird perspective. Anyway, let's get into this. So, 1, keyboard. Just going to press fire. Right. R up, awkward. E end. So, not that E, but I'm going to put my name in. Sounds like every 1960s science fiction movie trying to depict a computer processing shit. There you go. That E. I don't know whether they just have a little option that just said end, but you know, it's a bit late for me to worry about them apples. They've clearly sailed. Right, so I'm lane 3. Records top right, qualifying top left. Wait for the gun to go. Don't pre-jump. I'm going to pre-jump. There you go, look. Player DSW, flying. So yeah, it's quite plain and stuff like this, but it does have a cool kind of parallax trick going on. Because obviously, you can't all, based on how fast you're swimming, be at the same, you know, part of the screen. Yeah, apologies about the noise. Games like this always get my heart pumping. Oh, look at me winning. I shouldn't sip it out loud. You get 3 attempts. Oh, fuck, I pressed breathe when I didn't need to breathe, which apparently makes him have a complete brain fart. Is he still going to win? Yes. You get 3 attempts to qualify. I believe, qualify 45. I'm a fucking machine. I believe that I just go straight to the next stage. I don't know. Play pigeon shooting. Right. 3 attempts top left, records top right. And then so you just press right or left, right, right. It's quite a cool way to do it. Bollocks. What happens is, when you lose your mojo, oh, don't qualify. Yeah, look at me. Hey, look at my face falling apart. All hell ways a start. When you lose your mojo, then you just trip up over yourself. Anyone who's played this knows what I mean. But it's a really cool event because awkward pauses for me. Yeah, you know, it's a button masher in the arcades, and I'm sure I missed less. Ooh, it's a button masher in the arcades, but they've managed to put in an event like this. He's supposed to be winking. He's not being, you know, cenobited. It's that one that gets me. I only missed one, right? Oh. Sounds like a nuke going off in the middle of the Atlantic. Here we go. Right, get your speed up. Then it stays there. So, just can't do it. I just can't do it. Is it going to take pity on me? So yeah, don't expect much from this gameplay because this is pretty much all I can do. It's what you do on the horse that I've got no fucking Scooby what to do. And if I ever do pass it, it's just by sheer utter fluke. And there we go. And I'm not the only one. And before anyone says you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, don't care. Because this is it. This is as far as I got in my childhood. It never really mattered. I just loved it for what it was. Anyway, we'll have one more go. We're not going to put my name in. I want to be anonymous for when I get dope tested. But I know they're copying the arcade, but it's just like, why is Event 3 so fucking hard? Funny, because when we used to do this as a kid, I've told this story before, mainly in Daily Thompson's Decathlon, we used to set always the same keys, and as long as your fingers are apart, and you've got, you know, a button within reach of your thumb, it doesn't really matter what keys they are. My dad used to say to us, you know, probably because he bought the thing, why don't you switch the keys around? Because you're just going to wear them out. To be fair, you don't really think of shit like that when you're 7, but he had a good point. And he did drop 175 quid on our Spectrum. Right, pressure. I do actually remember, as a kid, that I did get awkward. Hey! Oh no, that's the duck. That's because I got complacent and thought I finished. Fuck, arrogance. Arrogance will ruin you. Much like real competitive athletics. Look, I do remember I got to the archery stage a few times, which is an interesting stage. If you want to see the events, and I think that this is a better port than the Amstrad. Whether or not I said so in that video, listen to my awkward stammers. Whether or not I said so in that video, I can't remember. But if you want to see all the events, bar pole jump, then look up that video. This reminds me, I'm going to have to do combat school now. Motherfucker! Yoink. Oh, I'm in the ballpark now. So right, hammer, hit the ramp. Do I hold it? I'm not going to press it. Fuck it. I've never tried that. Yeah, do I hold it on the horse? Don't know. Yeah, I just I held it then. I got no idea. No idea. Look, nice bit of parallax. The crowd is space. Motherfucker! At least I'm consistent between me now and me as a kid. Right, I think you hold it on the ramp. I don't know. Sorry for the short gameplay, but I had to include this game in here because it is one of the best arcade ports on the ZX Spectrum. I know my brother Jason could get through it, and that's why I know what comes later, or knew what came later as a kid, and I have such a high opinion of it. But yeah, I personally suck at it. Plus also back in the day you played a game when you could only get past one level or so. Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think, especially if you played the Spectrum version back in the day. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.